All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, the 2nd of September, set today by Carpathian. First, let's have the cryptic clue of the day. Yesterday, Pierre Point working for freeloader. Well, the definition was a freeloader, a hanger-on. You had to know that Albert Pierre Point was a hangman, and so I'm taking liberties to say hanger for hangman. Apparently his father and uncle were hangmen as well. Anyway, working can be on. And so hanger on, well done to Mike and Chris Kay, who knew Pierre Point. Today, not like all, by, coil, spy, sort, exclamation. 12 letters, not like all, by, coil, spy, sort, 12 letters, something O, something Y. All right, well, I reupholstered my desk chair. I did a terrible job of it, but it does the job. But it's much thicker than it was, so I'm sitting a little higher, a little prouder than I usually do. So I may have to lower the seat a little bit. Anyway, let's try and see what Carpathian. Oh, have we had him recently? Anyway, way trader changed game plan. Trader is, excuse me, 7 letters. Way is often a street. I'm wondering if it's ST plus an anagram of traitor for a game plan. I want it to be something to do with strategy. But I can't. Oh, no, yeah, I was trying to think of something like Stratoria and wondering if that was a word. But then I was thinking, oh, a traitor could be a rat. And then changed game. Yes, we anagram game to get AGEM and a stratagem. Not a word you hear much nowadays. Can be a plan. Conflict from Saint Abounding. Well, that sounds very familiar. I think this is like my clue the other day. Saint and something is abounding. I think I said rampant, rife, and strife. I think I said trouble, but it could be conflict. Well, well, well. All right. Very hungry bird over America. Oh, I think it's going to be, yes, very hungry. The bird is a raven. Over is O from cricket, and America is the US to give ravenous. Throw the French into Bastille. Oh, I'm wondering if we have a word. Yes, a word for throw might be cast. The in French is le, and a Bastille is a type of castle. All right, try net, that's offered up for comfort. Don't get that. When I see 4 in a clue, I assume that's doing duty as an equal sign. And so if you do try net that's offered up as wordplay, you'll get a word for comfort. Oh, which can be a verb as well as a noun. Not seeing it. Let me try this top left corner. Guide died next to one clergyman's residence. Oh, died, I think, can simply be D. You might see it abbreviated to D in, I don't know, biography or genealogy or something. Died next to one. Ooh, that might be the I. And then a Yeah, clergyman's residence. I was trying to get vestry, although the vestry is where they vest and divest, right? And I think the word is going to be, the definition is going to be guide, die, ah, parsonage, vicarage. What's another word for a clergyman's residence? Oh, what do you call a bishop's something or other? Guide, divert, direct. Oh, directory. There we go. Of course. And let's try live warning in advance, or maybe live warning. Yeah, well, I think it's to live is to be, and warning. Yeah, on a golf course, for, and in advance, before. All right, nice start, I think, there. Let's try, oh, no, let's try mother on returning finds traveler. So returning makes me think we're going to reverse maybe something for mother, ma, and then on can be on the subject of or re, and all of that is returning to give a traveler. No, don't see it. Strong, husband overwhelmed by shame. Well, strong can be F for forte, but I think it might be the definition here. Husband is usually H. And I think we're going to have H, overwhelmed or surrounded by a word for shame. And it's going to mean strong. No, I don't see it. Let's try the Downs signal, satellite to accept note. Again, I think the definition is first here, signal. And we're going to have a satellite, which can be a moon. Oh, it might be moon. That's going to accept note. So if it's moon, I think it's going to be the do, re, mi, fa, so. But signal. Oh, signal can be an adjective as in a signal honor. Not exactly sure what that means, like significant honor maybe? Signal satellite to accept note. Well, if it's not the moon, it could be one of the satellites of one of the other planets. No, how about money pool for fabric? Oh, yes, I was thinking of cash for money and then cashmere. Took me a while to get. I think a pool, like a little lake, can be a mere, as in Windermere. So fairly confident in that. Ooh, there's, I think, our husband. Strong, so might. No, that's not going to be shame around it. But it's funny, like what letters are going to go around an H that make a word on their own. I mean, this has to be a consonant before the H. No, not seeing it. All right, engineered and hence improved. Ooh, I think we may be anagramming or improving and hence to get a word for oh no, I think engineered, of course, is the anagram indicator, and Improved would be enhanced. There we go. So yeah, this could be the moon. Let me put in probably MO signal. Let me pause. I have some coffee here that's getting cold. I'll sip on that and go through my do re mi. Oh my god, yeah, I even thought of T and it took me a while to realize it isn't motion, it's motion. So signal, I suppose, to motion to somebody. Yeah, it's a little vague as a synonym, but it'll do. Oh, a nomad would be a traveler. So mother on returning. Mother is a dam. Yes, I think generally applied to horses or livestock. And then on is on, and all of that returns. All right, maybe this is strong. I don't know, it won't be might. Tight. Overwhelmed by shame. No, not seeing it. And that's my comfort. Try net, that's offered up. Yeah, so maybe we're going to reverse all of that, and it's 10 tenderness. No, how about bird caught cap? Well, caught in cricket can be C. Yes, a cap can be a hat, and there is a type of bird called a chat. The something chat. Would chat? No, I can't remember my chat. Let's try this one for grins. Ties root around animal. All right, I think around is telling us to anagram ties root, and I think we have a tortoise. Touches headless fish. All right, I think we're going to have a 5-letter fish and drop its first letter to get a word for touches, or maybe it's the other way around. 5-letter touches to get a fish. No, I don't see that. How about macerate disgusting meal? 8 letters, so could disgusting be telling us? Yeah, I think it's telling us to anagram macerate, and I think we have cream tea there. All right, back to the across. Hid strays regularly in hut. Strays regularly sounds like we take every other letter. Yeah, I think maybe just we apply that to strays to get TAS, and we put that in a word for hut to get a word for hid. Yeah, I can't think of a word for hid. Yeah, in hut. Maybe it is a hut. No. Small heart label with glue on. Ooh, a sticker, a label with glue on. Yes, a sticker. Small is S and your heart is your ticker. Oh, just while I was reading that, actually, my brain was whispering to me that a hut can be a shed. And yes, if we put that around the TAS, we get stashed for hid. Thank you, brain. pair, hire, out, piece of jewelry. All right, out can be an anagram indicator. Pair, hire. Ooh. What's going to come before the R and A? Could be the PR. Then we have an awful lot of vowels left over. What piece of jewelry is that now when it's at home? Something rope? Oh no, there's no O. Now I'm thinking about where you might wear jewelry, or a woman might wear jewelry. Oh, it's not an anagram. Just thinking of jewelry, I thought of bracelet, and I realized a brace is two things, often a brace of pheasants or whatever, and to hire out is to let. There we go. 50% of rich Eastern European stew regularly and other foodstuff. It definitely sounds like it's starting with wordplay. I mean, 50% off rich. Do we begin with R-I, but then would be R-I-E? I think I prefer it being C-H-E. C-H for 50% of rich. Eastern might be E. European might be E. Ah, yes, and then regular letters from stew, S and E. And that gives us cheese. And we all like a nice piece of cheese. Play, game. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the theme from yesterday. I wonder if it's a play, a drama, and a game. Oh, yeah. Actually, this is a spoiler if you haven't watched this week's University Challenge yet. But Othello, the game, was the answer to one of the questions. All right. Nationalist following Conservative Party is afraid. Well, Conservative, I'm thinking, is that C. And then, what do we do with the party? Oh, maybe it's con. And then a national anthem. But then I think is afraid is going to be the definition. Don't see it. Before exam, copper is most astute. All right. Well, copper is CU, and exam is a test. And of course, one meaning of the word cute is astute rather than being attractive like a cute baby. Very much in Ireland, we love, talking about cute whores and the like. Anyway, depressed star, gaining understanding. Oh, maybe it's depressed. Oh, but depressed could be sad. Then a three-letter star, and that gains you a word for understanding. Understanding is seeing. I'm also wondering if depressed might be a reversal indicator for a down clue. Like serious. No, I don't get it. All right, true resident having change of heart. Oh, I'm thinking it's going to mean true. And I think we have to think of a word for resident and change its middle letter of the 5. Let me pause and think about residence. Now I'm not thinking of either a word for a resident other than a liver, but it's not really a resident. Well, then true. It could be true as in accurate, factual, or it could be true as in loyal, faithful. Not sure. Thought 5, lost out in misguided investment. Ooh, where's the definition there? Thought. Misguided is one, make me think of an anagram. An out can be an anagram. 5 lost out. Ooh, 5 could be V. But that M is throwing out everything. Yeah, thought. No, I'm not seeing that. Small landmass is left by alien. All right, is. Left is L, and the alien, as it usually is ET. And that gives us an islet, a small landmass. All right, priest having final bit of white wine, getting drunk. I'm thinking it's going to be a priest. But then maybe not. Maybe that's part of the wordplay. And so maybe, oh, drunk might be plastered. And so the priest, I don't know, having final. Oh, final is last. So priest, I think we've seen it before, and I always forget it can be abbreviated to simply P. I suppose parish priest I do know is PP, and so it makes sense that priest can be P. Final is last, the final bit of white is an E, and the wine is red. All right, depressed, star gaining understanding. No, don't see that. And there's my afraid, or it could be an. No, I think is afraid, or afraid is the definition. But I can't think of a word. Ooh, here's my touches headless fish. The fish must be eels, and of course fish is misleading because it can be plural. And I think touches, yeah, if you touch something you feel it, and that is headless. All right, what's left? Only 2 left in the top half. That's not bad. That's our strong husband overwhelmed by shame. I wonder if it's some consonant H-E, but I'm also wondering if shame is not just the, being ashamed, but maybe, oh, what a shame, something you say instead of shame. All right, I'm going to pause and go through the alphabet for the first letter. All right, I went and looked up some synonyms of shame, and I saw pity, which I suppose and maybe in some sense. And then with the H, you'd get pithy. I suppose like a pithy response. I thought pithy was more being terse, not necessarily strong. Yeah, I'll leave it in, but I'm expecting that one might fall out. We'll make a note of that one just in case. All right, here's my try net that's offered up for comfort. All right, stopping again to think of the first letter. Actually, I started by thinking about my net that's offered up, and I thought, oh, what if it's at the end to give R10? And then I thought of hearten and realized, of course, we've had this before, to try a case is to hear a case. All right, I think the one I should definitely be able to get is this word, very unusual. Oh, testament. Testament. Oh no, sentiment would be a thought, maybe. Let me see if I can justify that. 5. The 5 is a V from Roman numerals. You take that out of investment, which is 10 letters, and that leaves 9, and then you anagram what's left to get your sentiment. All right. So now my depressed star gaining understanding. Is it depressed? Oh, which can be literally something that is pressed down. Depressed star. Oh, the sun is a star. Gaining, yeah, maybe it's the sun gaining understanding, and it's going to mean depressed. Oh, understanding, I think, can be can within my... I thought can was more knowledge than understanding, but I think it is depressed, is sunken. And in fact, the more I've been sitting on my newly reupholstered chair, I'm sinking down in it. So it may adjust itself. Anyway, I'll keep you informed. All right, nationalist following Conservative Party is afraid. Is it going to be an ED word? I'm wondering if it could be an EN word. Afraid. Craven. I do like a craven apology, but how is RAVN, RAVEN? Oh, a party is a rave, and then a nationalist apparently can be abbreviated to N. All right. So now just my true resident having change of heart. All right, we're going to pause and go through the alphabet again. All right. I finally got the resident being a local, but then I could not think what changing the C would do to give a word for true. And I think I was ignoring Y, but of course it's loyal and true. All right, everything is in. Was there a theme today? No, it'd be funny to have 2 themes 2 days in a row. Anyway, let's check all. I'm not sure about that pithy. No, it looks like everything stayed in place. So that's nice. Anyway, let's head over to 15 squared. I think there was just one I wasn't... Oh yeah, pithy, I think. All right, the blog today is by Eileen. Appropriate puzzle for the start of the week. This should hearten. Commenters reporting a growing number of successes. That's wonderful. Amenable sense of clues. Generally straightforward wordplay, elegant lightness of touch. Yeah, I thought that was an excellent. Yeah, I think that we should have had this one yesterday, maybe. Pithy, I suppose I'm just going to have to go back to the dictionary and look up pithy and see what it says. And then everything else, I think I understood. Fairly straightforward, yeah, very enjoyable. Oh, there were 2 ravens and Othello. Oh, it took Scraggs longer than Monday. Wasn't convinced about strong for pithy. All right, I'm with Mike on that. Oh, and craven cowardly. Ooh. Now, cute, astute, as I mentioned, I think if you're Irish, that comes naturally. But I can see if you're from down under, you may not be aware of that meaning of cute. Although there's an awful lot of Irish people in Australia anyway. Oh, Carpathian is a her. Oh, he usually does the quiptic. All right. Always love to see Carpathian's name. Mostly fun. All right, well, I had no real complaints about that one. Anyway, thanks as always for watching and have a wonderful day.